So now we can move on to the second service here, which is Offset Team. And really the idea behind the service was simplicity. So with Offset products, as you know, it's really focused on e-commerce, really about connecting the sale of a product with a tree being planted. With Offset Team, it's really for anybody, because what you're offsetting is the day-to-day emissions of your employees, right? And any business in the world has employees, it has team members. So this is really the simplest way to get started on your journey to becoming a CO2 neutral company. So the first thing I would like you to do is just to press on the Offset Team button here. And now you can see the main page of Offset Team, where you'll be able to learn all about how the CO2 emissions are calculated and how the measurement for how much CO2 has to be offset according to what tree species is planted is done as well. So all of those details are here. And in terms of the specific emissions, it's also very important to note that these emissions include the food that's usually eaten within the office, the electricity used, also the transport to the office, so any day-to-day activities. And it does not necessarily have to mean that your employee has to be in an office. They can also be working from home. There's multiple various CO2 emission costs involved in this, so you can really read up on it here and learn all about our processes. And if you want to learn even more, we have an additional section within our knowledge base. So if you want to get started, it's so simple. You could get started in about 5 minutes. All that you have to do is press select plan. And here you are in the checkout, and which is where you can do all of your customization. So here you can see how many trees are going to be planted, how many tons of CO2 are going to be offset, who you're planting as, of course, which would be your profile, and then your team members. So this is really important to fill this out. You can either plant trees and offset the CO2 emissions for them without sending them the trees as gifts, which I don't advise, because there's such a big amount of benefits that you would get if you were to send those trees as tree gifts over email every month, right? So if you want to do this, all you have to do is press here. I want to offer the trees to my team members. Just fill out their names and emails. You'll have other send-in options, which include using a link or anything like that. But of course, you will have emails, and I highly, highly recommend that you set this up. It's a brilliant, brilliant strategy for creating a sustainability, eco-friendly culture within the company, and also show your employees that you're oriented towards not only protecting the business, but also protecting the global environment, which I think is a very positive thing for a company to do. So now I'm going to move on to the final service, which will be Offset Website.